Welcome back to Sack to the Future. This is week number 4. Now, this is actually the Monday night game, but it is not the last game. We still have plenty of more Sack to the Future action coming. But we've already had the bonus game between the Eagles and Cardinals on the Vinny X Wolf channel. And the Bears played the Vikings on this channel, and the Giants and Lions have already competed on the John M channel. So this is the fourth game in to week number 4. And as you see, it's the Denver Broncos going in to visit the real life 62 AFL champion Dallas Texans. You take a look at the Texans, ranked 7th in most offense and defense. The Broncos won their first 2 games but lost last week in a close game against the Baltimore Colts. In fact, all of the Bronco games have been close. Okay, let me just take a look at the settings because it sounds loud again. Now, I did have a game where I had the volume sounded like the announcers were way too loud, and I came and checked and it said they were at 0. Okay, this does say 33, which is not that loud. I'll go ahead and actually keep them above 0 just because we don't need... I have a little bit of a cold, so I might not talk through the whole thing, and we don't want to be completely silent during that time. So, but what can you expect in this game? Well, first of all, the Broncos have played 3 games, 2 against AI opponents, real teams, and then those were the Raiders and the Steelers, and then we had the human versus human game against the Baltimore Colts. All the games have been decided by 1 score or less. The Broncos won the first 2 and lost the third one. So from that point of view, you expect a close game. However, out comes Len Dawson. You see he's over 73% with 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. One of the best quarterbacks in the league in real life, 62, and here in Sack to the Future, 1962. So this will be a challenge to play defense against him. Additionally, the Dallas Texans, as far as individual ratings go, and now Madden does the overalls, they are very close to the Lions, I think by like 1, a total of 1 point, maybe 2. The Lions are considered the better rated team. So what does that mean? That means the Packers are the number 1 rated AI team, and the Packers have beaten the defending Sack to the Future champion Chicago Bears this year since we moved up to All Pro. The second best rated team as a computer controlled team is the Detroit Lions, and you can see on the John M channel, as John M brought the highest rated human team, Giants, to play the Detroit Lions, and the Detroit Lions won that one. So now the third best rated computer team is the Dallas Texans. They're 3-0. They haven't played a human yet, but we've already seen the top 2 computer teams win games, so All Pro has definitely... against the bad teams, we're still able to win, depending who you ask. The games have seemed to be harder for some people. Certain aspects, like running, has definitely seemed to be a little bit more, not really harder to get yardage, but then again, I never got big yardage. So I think last year I'd have some games, maybe good games would be 150, and now my good games might be like 130. But some other people were able to put 300 yards of running up a game, and they're not able to do that. So maybe it's taken away from the extremes, but still not quote-unquote hard to run the ball. It's just a little bit harder in every area, which makes the total game harder. And like I said, we've already seen the Terrors 89 channel is the only one that has not shown you one of his teams going down to defeat against the AI team. All of the other ones we've seen the Bills lose on the Vinny X Wolf channel. You've seen the Giants, the highest rated human team, lose on the John M channel. And you've seen my Bears already lose, not only lose to the Packers, get absolutely blown out. In addition to that blown out loss, this week, it was a thriller against the Vikings. Could have easily lost that one as well. So the AI has definitely picked up their play. At least the good teams, the well-rated computer teams, are definitely tougher. Although you see Stone get 15 yards on the first carry, so like I said, not impossible. They're tougher, but I still expect the humans to win most of the games, which we have. I expected the Broncos to beat the Raiders and the Steelers, and they did, but both were close games. Despite that, I still expect them to win this game against the Texans, although I do expect this to be the hardest divisional game for sure. There you see one of the games that have been played. The Cardinals improved to 4-0. See, the Bears got up to 3-1. Trapuka. Aaron throw on that one. There you see the newly elected to the Hall of Fame, Johnny Robinson, as the safety. And there's Scarpetto, who has been the leading receiver on the team and one of the top leaders in the entire Sack of the Future 62 season as far as receptions go, although he has not caught one for a touchdown yet. The AFL, of course, was a little bit more open than the NFL at this time, although the shotgun's already been invented in San Francisco, and the NFL is starting to throw more, but the Broncos are certainly one of the leading teams as far as throwing the ball in real life. In 62, they got about 70% of their yards through the air, which is very odd for that time period. Even the Chiefs or Dallas Texans had a lot through the air, but still had a lot on the ground. Is much closer to like 47 to 53 or something. So 70% through the air is definitely weird for this time period, but throughout the course of the game, you'll probably see why, as my running backs just don't do things like Jim Brown or Don Perkins or Willie Gallimore, even Alex Webster, Lenny Moore. The NFL's just got the running backs. The Broncos at least have to rely on the passing game, which is okay if Trapuka's not throwing interceptions. There he hits Scarpetto again. Scarpetto in 61 was over on the San Diego Chargers, so a nice pickup by the Broncos, adding a real weapon to the other side of Lionel Taylor. And Frazier is decent, but now he gets to be the slot guy, so when I go 3 wide receivers, I actually have 3 capable wide receivers. 2 with very good, well, Taylor's good at everything. Scarpetto's definitely got hands that you want, and then Frazier's got some speed. Here you see Mel Branch just ripping everything up over there. You got to stop running to the left, apparently. Let's go with one of those 3 wide receiver sets then. See if they can handle 3 good receivers on the field. And there's Frazier. You might call it a demotion from split end to third receiver or slot receiver. But the Broncos increased the amount that passed the ball, so not really. And Mingo is able to find his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Now the Broncos have opened each and every game with a touchdown. So nothing new. The scripted plays always seem to work as they march right down the field and take a 7-0 lead, or at least get a touchdown in their first drive in all 4 of the games. If you've been following, you'll see that even though the Broncos get the early lead in every one of these games, they all become really tight, including week 3 where they actually lost the lead and ended up losing the game. There's one of the games coming up, the Redskins and Cowboys. No official scheduled time for that yet, but we do have 2 more Sack to the Future games coming up tonight on the Vinny X Wolf channel and the John M channel. Vinny X Wolf will be bringing you, let's see if it comes across, it's the Bills. I think it's the Buffalo Bills and Boston Patriots. And the John M channel will bring you the Houston Oilers taking on the semi-pro team. So the Oilers, why you want to check that out is you might see either Gannon or Tolar get 200 yards rushing. I won't say 300 yards anymore because we're on All-Pro, but against a semi-pro team on All-Pro, I think he can get one of them 200 yards, or he might decide to get them both 100 yards. The other route is it could be a George Blanda day, and you might see 500 to 600 passing yards. So definitely reason, if you like stats, you like offensive football, check that one out for sure. Take a look at the offensive line. Trier, Terrell, Gilliam, Bishop, and Diamond. Abner Haynes and Curtis McClinton, both great backs. Bill Miller and Buf Burford are the receivers. And the tight end is a good one, and I missed his name, and for some reason I can't think of who it is. I'm sure he'll get a catch soon. He's a very talented tight end. As far as the other game goes, Buffalo on the Vinny X Wolf channel. Buffalo and Boston. Well, Boston, like these Dallas Texans, is one of the few remaining undefeated teams. Take a look at my defense. Bud McFadden in the middle, Joyce and Lassiter on the outsides. They change their defensive ends every year. Wahoo McDaniel is back. Tom Erlinson, Bill Ronhart, and Frazier is the linebacker and punter. Goose and Bob Zeman, the 2 great safeties, McGeever and the other guy, are the corners. It's all about the safeties, really. Wahoo McDaniels is getting a little bit more experience at linebacker, so he's becoming somewhat of a player. Bud McFadden's having a good year. Though both of those are up the middle, so that's defensive tackle and middle linebacker. And then the 2 best players on the team are the 2 safeties. So it's the middle of the defense. That's much better than the edges. There's Jackson with a 29-yard reception. I'm going to have to get some sort of pressure on Len Dawson as he's just too locked in this year. Oh, Abner Haynes. 14 yards on 3 carries. He could have had more probably if he didn't just decide to try to pull off a spin move. Now the Broncos still classify themselves as a 4-3 defense, But you've seen them start to mix in some more 3-4, and the Madden showed you the 4 linebackers and 3 defensive linemen, so accurately representing that they seem to be moving to a 3-4. I wouldn't say I'm over yet, though, as certainly I think I still run more 4 linemen than 4 linebackers. The reason to bring some more 3-4 in is because the Broncos don't have the individual talent on defense outside the safeties, and so without bringing safety or double safety blitz, I never seem to get pressure on the quarterback. So with the 3-4, with blitzes coming from different directions, occasionally through confusion, I'll be able to get some sort of pressure on the computer. Not so far against Len Dawson, but a little bit more pressure, however, that has hurt other things. So some of my favorite pass defenses, as far as coverage defenses, come out of a 4-3, and the 4-3 seems to do better against the run, so still use the 4-3 for the majority of the time. Just trying to figure out something. I mean, sure in the 70s, mid-70s, the Broncos will start getting defensive players, and in the 80s, I mean, we could get some. Well, Mecklenburg's a linebacker, but he does play defensive line too some of those years. So Carl Mecklenburg, then later Simon Fletcher. Of course, if we ever get to the modern era with Vaughn Miller and stuff, then I should be able to rush from any defense I want to. Oh my gosh, almost a ridiculous catch made, but luckily the Goose is there to slap his arms as he's trying to make a fantastic catch, and that ball drops incomplete. But I was going to say, you can see the Bears on this channel. You can see that they can line up with just 4 and with big Doug Atkins or any one blitzing linebacker such as Bill George or Fortunato or even just Frank Williams on the line himself. They could beat their man and get some pressure occasionally. The Broncos almost never seem to win one-on-one. If I get pressure, it's due to a blitz. Oh, thank goodness Frazier was able to just catch the heels of Len Dawson as he took off running, which was unexpected. Len Dawson's not a statue or anything, but he's doing so well throwing, I did not expect the run. Caught me there, but a nice shoestring tackle to stop him from getting the first down. Okay, what? Oh, those dirty Dallas Texans. Fake field goal. Run to perfection. These AI teams here in week 4. They're hitting harder, and they are bringing the trick plays. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the Bears game against the Vikings and the Giants game against the Lions. And you'll see some hard-hitting AIs with some trickery added. Now there's an injury. Now to win the game, it'd be nice if it was Len Dawson, but I don't want him out, for a long time. That's bad for historians. Let's take a look if we get. Dawson took a shot. Based on that replay, the most sense would be that it's Dawson that's hurt. However, you never know. As they refused. Nope, Dawson's still in there according to the animation. So maybe we'll never actually know who got hurt. But it's not Dawson. And Haynes is just held up long enough for reinforcements to come. Oh, it's McFadden. Not able to return as he has a shoulder strain. So the best defensive tackle. Wait, hold on. See if it's true. Okay, good. He is sitting out. The best defensive tackle is sidelined for the rest of the game. And that's another reason why you might see some more 3-4, as now I'm only down to one decent tackle. That was my best defensive tackle. The other guy's decent, but I don't want to go to a third string, which may end up being a punter. Who knows what'll happen. There you see Goose guns, and if you're going to have a one-on-one to stop a touchdown, you need it to be the Goose. Zeman's all right, but I still trust Goose more than anyone else on this defense. See if they pull off another two fake field goals in one drive would be absolutely insane. No, they go ahead and go for the field goal after all. So the Dallas Texans pull off a fake field goal, which helped them drain the clock down to just 6 minutes left in the half. And they put the field goal through. So here we are in the second quarter, and the Broncos are about to get the ball for the second time. And Frazier gets it out to the 36-yard line. Oh, there you see a semi-pro team going to 0-4 as the Packers annihilate them 34-3. Packers get to 2-2. The Lions get to 2-2. So the Bears at 3-1 are still able to hold off the two teams that in real life had the best records in the NFL in '62. Goes in up to Donnie Stone. Gets a couple. Another handoff to Stone and another few yards. Brings up a 3rd and 3. And there's Lionel Taylor for the first down. Comeback route. First catch of the game. And Tripucka gets wiped out by Kelly. Oh, Mingo takes a shot. 4 carries, just 1 yard, but he does have the touchdown. And there's Lionel Taylor for the first down. Mingo running hard, gets a few yards. He's now up to 6 yards on 5 carries. And there's Lionel Taylor, who was Able to get the knee down in bounds rather than the feet. Either way works. Oh, that's a dangerous pass. Nicely played by Kelly to knock it away. Anytime the ball's knocked towards the middle of the field, it's dangerous because that usually means the defense is going to get it. No, Tripucka. For the second time, the Texans get home on the blitz right as the pattern's getting open. And Tripucka goes down again. 50-yard field goal. I don't think so. Oh, dang it. That sack takes me out of field goal range. Oh, it's an incomplete. Frazier tried to come up with it, but nicely defended, and it doesn't. It's just holding anyways. So the Dallas Texans will just decline that and get the ball. 3-4. I'm missing a defensive tackle. Let's go ahead and do it this way. 3-4 action for the Broncos. And there is a sack made by Goose Gonson. There's a completion to Abner Haynes, but he had to come back across the line to get it. And there's Len Dawson running for the first down. And there's Len Dawson hitting Abner Haynes, but the ball comes out on the fumble. Goose is able to tiptoe the sidelines, stays in bounds, and gets the touchdown. And there's an injury. I wonder if there's Abner Haynes on that hit. So the Goose comes through again for the Broncos. Take a look at this action. Len Dawson goes short to Abner Haynes. Blow-up hit made by the corner, I think. And then Goose picks it up, and look at this sideline, tiptoe. Not much of a reason to do that, but he was maybe showing off. Scared me, that's for sure. But then he's able to get himself away from the sidelines enough to put the ball into the end zone. Nice hit by McMillan. You see 53 was also going for the big hit, so they just wanted to punish Haynes on that one. It worked for a fumble, which turned into a touchdown. And the Broncos now, by being the team to turn the ball over less, have a 14-3 lead. So it is a defensive game if you consider the defenses have allowed 10 points and scored 7. Okay, so now let's see what Oh, knocked away. Trying to hit Clinton out of the backfield. Broncos with a nice play there. A little Tampa 2 out of a 3-4, which is not traditional, but it worked on that one. Confused Len Dawson. And there's a completion, though, and a quick timeout by the Dallas Texans. 52 seconds ago, they still have 2 timeouts. Got to get some pressure on him at some point in time. On Dawson. Finding the pockets and putting the ball on target. Oh, there was 2 things that were going to happen. For a second, I thought the corner had a beat on it and it might be a pick 6. Then I realized he went to the outside when the receiver was on the inside and thought that that might be a touchdown. But luckily, it was just an incomplete pass. See, Len Dawson 10 of 14, 150 yards. Wonder if they will ignore the running game in the second half and just let Len Dawson try to win this thing. Len Dawson able to get down to the 12-yard line. Running the football like a madman. Again, no pressure. Len Dawson just throws it out of the back of the end zone. Didn't like the play. Wanted to give himself enough time for yet another chance. And there's a nice sack, and they might not get time. 4-3. That sack is absolutely beautiful, as Len Dawson does not have enough time to spike it. He couldn't take the sack there, but the blitz got home. All-out blitz from the one side. Made me have to manually cover the receiver on the left side of the field, but not sure if I did that well of a job, but Dawson either didn't see it or thought I was close enough to be covering the guy. And the blitz got home, and the Dallas Texans get no points. So the Texans lead in rushing, they lead in passing, but they also lead in turning the ball over. And that is why you hold on to the ball, folks. It's 14-3 Denver, despite the fact that you might think the Dallas Texans are better. Based on watching everything but that turnover. Total yards 192 to 127. And Tripucka just throws that into empty space. So it's an incompletion to start the second half. And there's old Mr. Reliable, Lionel Taylor, getting open for the first. Scarpetto in motion, and they will give it to Mingo. And he now has 6 yards on 6 carries. So Mingo asked, how many yards are you going to get today? He said, I don't know, coach, how many times you can give me the ball. We thought that meant that he wanted to have 100 or 200 yards, but apparently he meant if you give me the ball 6 times, I will get you 6 yards. And there, the screen can't even get open fast enough before the Dallas Texans defense gets there. They have called some perfectly timed blitzes today. Hank Stram, a fairly decent coach, I guess. Oh my God. And Scarpetto has been so good, and Trafuca just tried to get him killed. Luckily, he bounces right back up, but let's see if Scarpetto and Taylor get, not Taylor, Scarpetto and Trafuca get into it on the sidelines, as Trafuca basically hung him out there to die. Abner Hayes takes another big shot. So somebody's going to be feeling it in the upcoming week as they recover for the next game. Abner Haynes, that's the problem, man. The 3-4 defense. First of all, I'm playing it because my defensive tackle's out for the game. So, but now you're seeing the goods and the bads of why I'm putting some of it into the playbook, but not going out to an all-out 3-4 defense. Some of the blitzes get home, and that's nice, but when you decide not to blitz, if you're going man coverage without the all-out blitz, you're only blitzing one guy, then if they block the run well, it ends up being a much bigger gain than it would on a 4-3 defense. And to the Dallas Texans' credit, they are mixing it up fairly well. On 3rd and 5, I have got to believe they're passing, but we will see. And Len Dawson, just a little bit inaccurate on that one, which is the best time to be inaccurate on 3rd down. And the Broncos will get the ball back, still leading 14-3. And that is a touchback. So besides the other 2 Sack of the Future games today, which again are the Buffalo Bills and Boston Patriots on the Den DTX channel, and then the semi-pro Saints team against the Houston Oilers on the John M channel. Then we also will have 3 more after that tomorrow on the Den DTX channel. Will be the Baltimore Colts in action. And then we still have the Rams and Cowboys, who will be on the Tears 89 channel, but we do not have times for those games. Probably won't be any earlier than Friday for either of those 2, though. Oh, okay. All right. There's Scarpetto right in front of Johnny Robinson. And there's a completion to Frazier, who breaks the tackle, but just lost his balance enough to go down. Did get the first down, however. A diving catch made. Bo Dickinson on the catch. That's his first of the day. There's Mingo. Oh my God. He gets hammered, apparently fumbles the ball, and it was right on his stomach, but he doesn't grab it. And the Dallas Texans grab it. Was he down, perhaps? Hit right here. Can't tell. I can't tell when the ball comes out, which means they're not going to reverse it if you can't tell. Okay, here's a better look. 72. Yeah. I think the ball was out. Dang it. Mingo, of course, fumbling late in the game last week. It's the whole reason that the Broncos lost to the Colts. Or the major reason, not the whole reason, obviously. Mingo's going to need to start hanging onto the ball here. What? 73? Okay. Okay, stop, Spikes. What's 73 doing here? He just kind of stops. Luckily, Spikes ran himself out of bounds. Oh, certainly having reminiscence of last week's loss. A fumble late in the game. Len Dawson, 13 of 19. Right as you would expect. He, in a time where 50% was good. I mean, coaches were just hoping their quarterbacks would go over 50%. Len Dawson would put up some 60%ers or 58% or something way better than the league average. And on top of that, also threw 2 to 1 or better touchdowns and interceptions. So ahead of his time. Now again, if you take Len Dawson's stats exactly and you don't realize what era he's playing and you just take his stats and you put him in today's NFL, you know, he's like, what, the 17th best quarterback? Just misses the top half or something like that. But, I mean, the league was different back then. So, of course, to reflect that, you'll see if you were to look at the ratings across the league, I think he's probably the second highest rated passer in 1962. And again, it's because the stats he picked up in 62 compared to the average, you know, is what gives him his ratings, not his stats in 62 compared to what Aaron Rodgers might do in 2018 or something where he doesn't throw an interception for 300 passes in a row. That wasn't a thing back then. If you could go a game without throwing an interception, that was amazing. Dawson, 16 of 22, 209 yards. See, do I have the 3-3? There we go. I also see some more 3-3 nickels instead of 4-2s, especially today with one of my defensive linemen hurt. But in general, again, the Broncos trying to scheme their way to victories as they await for more defensive talent to get there. And additionally, Zeman, you know, they deserve some credit for bringing Bob Zeman over because now they have two safeties, which having two safeties Pro Bowl safety caliber players back there. Allows you to do some more things up front, knowing that you'll give up plays, but hopefully those stars will make sure you don't give up huge plays. Yeah, we're going to have to let the defensive lineman play here, the backup D tackle. He should be fresh at least, but we got to stop this 3rd and inches, what should be a run. See, they're going with McClinton rather than Haynes, and that was the right call. 2 carries, 13 yards for McClinton, who has not been out there very often today. See, this drive is definitely tearing apart the Broncos. They are all orange, if not red. I'm really getting tired out. Luckily, this has not been the case the entire game. But for this drive, it's looking more and more, or less and less likely that I'm going to be able to stop them with all these tired guys. When Dawson spreads him out, hopefully he runs out of time here because our defense is not ready for this. Okay, good. Unable to snap it. Take advantage of the advantage that Hinkstram gave him. And now we'll see if we can match wits with the great coach. And I know what you're thinking. You saw the sidelines. You're like, Hinkstram looks different than he did on NFL Films. Well, how do you know NFL Films is accurate? I'm joking, of course. The no control over the coaches that they bring in on the AI side. That is the 3rd sack of the Broncos. That makes it 3rd and goal. Let's see, we gotta come up with some sort of trickery here. How about, do I have I'll go with gonna have to be Zeman though. Come on. Ah, dang it. There's some nice fight to get into the end zone by the stupid Texans. Nice play call, but then it really comes to Goose fighting with, I guess they're not going to tell me his name, number 84. Oh, we got to stop this 2-point conversion, don't we? Oh, they hand it off, and the Broncos. Oh, Haynes is hurt. He's been taking big shots all day, and on a 2-point conversion is when he finally goes down. Now, hopefully it's not a long injury. Out for the next 7.5 minutes would be fine, but you don't like to see the stars of the league getting sidelined. Broncos are once again involved in a 1-score game. It's 14-9. We need Mingo to not fumble anymore. In fact, we're going to tell the whole team that. Yeah, I might not be able to break tackles, but I can't afford fumbles right now. Look at the Texans, 300 yards compared to just 202 for the Broncos. But who's got the lead, boys? The Broncos. Oh. Johnny O. Taken down by the, now we can say Hall of Famer, Johnny Robinson. Well, Mel Branch has been a beast against the run. and basically made running to the left impossible. And then that sneaky Hank Stram, who's already pulled off a fake field goal today, backs him out into the flat. Trapuka doesn't see it. That's my fault. Idiot. Nice play call. Bad recognition by me / Trapuka. And that's a costly turnover, which is what cost the Broncos last week and what might cost them this week. Dawson 18 of 24, 233 yards with a touchdown. And there's Len Dawson going out. Lassiter got to him. Oh, somebody. Whoa, chill out. Who the heck is that? Erlinson. Absolutely excited. Let's see if he comes crashing through and make a play somewhere. Dawson will go to McClinton towards the sidelines. Gain a couple. Not much. Okay. 6:09 to go. Broncos up by 5. So field goal, and the Broncos still have the lead. Although there's enough time that the Texans might take the field goal if they don't get this. And Dawson scrambles out. It looked like maybe he was going to throw it. The last second, he decided to go ahead and just put his head, well, not his head down, just lean forward basically and turn it into a 1-yard game rather than a sack. 46, this is definitely not a give me. And it's short. Very good. We're still at the point where most teams do not go with a quote-unquote kicker. They just have a tight end, or as in this case, or a linebacker or somebody. Like I have my running back Mingo decide to kick, although he's been doing it for a couple of years and he's actually not terrible anymore. But one day the league is going to move. Some teams actually have already. There's a couple teams out there. Who is it? There's someone with a perfect example that they have the one guy is the kicker and punter, and that's it. That's all he does. Don't need to worry about how to play linebacker. Just give me someone that specializes in kicking. And that will become more popular, of course, as we get further into the 7th. Wow, Johnny, oh. No, that's not. That's Bo Dickinson. What a fight. He got an extra like 7 yards there, but just through will. I was going to say, with these teams, like both of these teams who go with kickers, just pick somebody on the team that can kick. With the roster so short, you don't have room to have somebody on the team and payroll as just a kicker. Although at least most teams have not done that, so you'll see it's a struggle to hit field goals over 40, and it gets really hard when you get to 46, 47. The kickers that can make it from over 50 definitely give their team a little bit of an advantage. Four minutes to go. 14-9 Denver. Robinson comes and fills up the hole. There's Scarpetto getting the first. Scarpetto gets it and fights his way inside the 20. 7 catches, 94 yards today. Trapuka throws his second interception. Dallas Texans are definitely starting to get a nice defense on that side of the ball. A couple more key draft picks and they will be very dangerous, but right now they're already pretty good at defense and very solid at offense. Dawson thought he was going to run for it, but it ends up being technically called a sack as he loses an inch. And nobody wants to lose an inch. Wow. All right. Good thing I hurt Abner Haynes because now McClinton gets to do this. 3 rushes, 81 yards. Averaging only 27 yards per carry. Well, the 3-4 gets you sacks, also gets you that kind of stuff.
Here we go. Green 39.
For 10 in the backfield, who is number 10? They gave it to him. And he didn't, I don't know, I wonder who that is. Oh, we're down to the 2-minute warning. It's 14-9. Oh no, no. That stupid McClinton again. On Dawson found McClinton in the back of the end zone and McClinton just planted his heels right up against the line. Can we zoom in on that? I think he was in, but it's so close. Yeah, I guess they've already taken a quick look, or they figure it was a no-doubter. Broncos will stop the 2-point conversion again, but dang it. Another late turnover turned into a touchdown, and the Broncos need to pull something out or else they're going to have 2 straight losses. Trapuka. The all-out blitz getting home. Saw it coming and I just couldn't get it out of my hands fast enough. Third and 19. I don't need it all, but I need some yardage here. Taylor makes the catch, gets most of it. No! Trapuka had him open and he just misfired. I was so sure that play was going to work. based on the fact that Scarpetto had this guy playing off of him, and then Tripucka just decides to be inaccurate at the completely wrong time. First down ends this thing. Giving up 5 yards on the first carry is not what I had in mind. Okay.
After the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Here we go now. Green 39.
1 yard gain brings up 3rd and 4.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 4.
Blue 90. Blue 90.
Dang it. First down, Dallas Texans basically win, unless they're retarded. Well, the AFL champions of 1962 hold at home against the Denver Broncos 15-14. Well, there's more action coming up tonight. We'll definitely see a human win on the John M channel as the Houston Oilers get the semi-pro team. Humans right now are 1-2 against the computer. So week 4, the computer has, I mean, granted, John had to play the Lions and I had to play the Dallas Texans, 2 of the 3 best computer-controlled teams in the league. So I'm sure that's it, but if that's not it, there's something going on where the AI has, look at that, shut out. The Broncos were shut out in the second half. And they lose 15-14. Clinton with a huge run after Abner Haynes was hurt. You know what? Let me just check out Abner Haynes for you real quick here. If there's any Abner Haynes fans watching. Now remember, Y.A. Tittle broke his foot and played the very next week because he is a, we'll do that later. He is a super stud at quarterback, but what the hell? Oh yeah, Mingo, because he keeps fumbling the ball. Idiot. Okay, now, what we really wanted to check is injury report. I had the defensive tackle. Okay, but he's coming back for next week, so that's good. And the Chiefs had Abner Haynes, and he's out for 4 weeks. And you see that adds to Dwayne Wood and Gilliam already out. I mean, this guy, who cares? Actually, 0 weeks. Uninjured? That's funny. Okay, so they kept him inactive, even though he's uninjured. Just sucks. But there you go. There you go. Dallas Texans win the game, but lose some key players, and that might not be good for them in the future. But anyways, thanks for watching. Broncos disappoint. They're down to 2-2. Dallas Texans remain one of the few undefeated teams in football at 4-0. Until next time, this is Phantom Fighter. Have a good day.